Hello, everyone. I'm Jean-Claude Beyond Mystic, and welcome to this very special broadcast today, Thursday, July 20th. The title is Chakra Healing Special Show. With me, of course, is the soon-to-be beautiful you-know-who on the screen. She'll be joining us here in a couple of minutes as we're still on YouTube. And also joining me, of course, is Julie from MaisonJupiter.com here on the web and also here on YouTube at Maison Jupiter. Julie, welcome back to the show. How are you?
I'm doing great. I feel like there was a huge shift in energy, so I can't wait to talk about it with you guys. I feel great. How
I'm
about you,
excited.
Casey?
I'm doing well, thank you. I'm excited to hear what you have to say because we're getting a lot of emails and comments on both our channels, Janine and I, also to that same effect. Please join me in welcoming also the amazing and talented May Levy. You can find her work here also on the Academy with the latest series here on abundance and manifestation. May Levy, welcome back to the show. How are you?
I'm doing amazing. Good morning from Bali. Happy to be here. Excited to share all the goodies right now.
Excited to have you on, and everyone in the Rumble live chat. We're almost at 1,000 there already. Thank you so much for joining us here tonight. I see Carla from Ascension Organites there, and we do have a beautiful pyramid to give away this evening. So I promise not to forget to show that to you guys here on tonight's show. And if you guys are joining us here on YouTube, please follow the link in the description box below or in the comments below. Also, to join us here on Rumble, as we are going to go a little bit deeper with an additional guest here in about 5 minutes or so. Before I do that, so you just mentioned there's a lot of energy shifts here. Let's talk about the astrology, Julie, right now. You've been reporting on this on the Divine Feminine Oracle Show, on the Astro Decodes with Meg on Maison Jupiter. We've seen everybody collectively here to have been going through this big purge. Explain that first for the people who might not have seen those episodes. And now, where do we go from here? What does the astrology suggest, Julie?
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure you guys felt there was a huge change in the energy, in the collective energy. And I attribute that to the nodes changing the axis of signs. So for the last year and a half, we had the South Node transit the very intense sign of Scorpio. So we were asked by the universe to do a lot of purging, a lot of healing, to really let go of a lot of things and programming and stuff that were, let's say, given to us while we were unconscious of it by either the society, our family, previous generation. So we had to let go of a lot of stuff that no longer align with where we were going with this big age of Aquarius shift that we're in the process of making. So while the South Node was in Scorpio, it was like a lot of releasing, a lot of purging, a lot of letting go also, because both Scorpio and the South Node can talk about death. So that could be a transformation phase or physical death or like a figurative death that you're going from one state to another. So that was the goal for the last year and a half. So while the South Node in the last few weeks was in the very last degree of Scorpio, that was even more intense because also we had Pluto squaring the nodes. So very karmic events also happening at the same time, pushing us towards our destiny. And now the good news is the South Node is now moving into the very first degrees of Libra. Well, last degrees of Libra, but it just entered the sign of Libra. So we're going to experience for the next year and a half a total different modality of energy. So how do we hold energy? And because the North Node will be in the fire sign of Aries, which is all about willpower, all about the physical body, very fiery, very action driven. So we're gonna have to learn how to hold even more energy than we did before. So that was like the channeling that I got earlier today. I was like, we're learning to hold even more energy than we did before. And I feel like working on the chakras, which we'll talk about today, is going to help us a lot into channeling this energy consciously into what we want to achieve here. So I feel like the big energy shift that we are feeling is due to the nodal axis change in signs. So we have another lesson collectively that we need to learn in order to make the next big shift in our evolution.
Okay, very good. Well, thank you for that intro. And folks, if you're looking for a little bit more information here, there's almost an hour and a half show here on this nodal axis entering Aries and Libra, as Julie was just talking about here. You can find that there on the Maison Jupiter YouTube channel. And while you're there, please do subscribe. There's a lot more important and amazing content coming up for you there as well. You mentioned the purging, letting go of things. I'm seeing in the live chat now, Lakeside Laura says, it's been a crazy week. She says, so far, everyone around me is crazy. It seemed to be, yeah. I don't know if it was the last full moon or wherever it was, but there was a lot of crazies here in Ottawa too. How do you, before I get May into this, how do you account maybe for some of that craziness or some of that unsettling of a lot of humans right now? There seems to be a lot of weird stuff going on.
Well, I was talking about the nodal axis, but Pluto during the whole month of July and also to a lesser degree for until the end of the year is squaring the nodal axis. So it creates like a huge point of tension in the astrology. And Pluto is all about death and rebirth, intense energy, changes, also psychological health, mental health. So a lot of those themes are coming up, and I feel like we're all in some kind of way being pushed to make different decisions, to make changes in our lives, or we're being confronted with different karmic type of situation in order to get to the next level. So some people might handle those changes a lot, let's say, less well. I don't know if I can say that, but not as well as other people. So I feel like that might be the reason why a lot of people are feeling like really pressured. And I have to agree with Lakeside Laura. Like I did experience a very, very intense week.
Okay, very good. How about you, May Levy? Let me bring you up on the screen here. Also, talking about this first, let's talk about the purging here that we've been going through here. How would you describe the purging for you? What have you been dealing with? I know you've moved, you've been through a lot in this last year, but let's talk about these last couple of months, couple of weeks here. What did that purging look like for you?
I went through a really deep purge between the end of March, April, and May. I had 2 months. Well, it's been an ongoing purge journey, right? With my Kundalini awakening and my journey between my chakras and everything. But I believe, like she talked about, Julie talked about people coming in, all kinds of karmic situations, things that come into your life, places, people, different situations, and they come as a gift for us to see ourselves. It's all about our journey within ourselves. And it's kind of like a mirror effect to show us our past, to show us our future, to show us things that we need to clear. And the only way out is through our body. And that can be an energetic purge. It can be a physical purge. It can also be the body showing symptoms of kind of different illnesses. It could be different things because things need to move out. I had a throat and kind of like infection. It was more somatic. That happened to me right before the second activation. For a week, I was like dealing with this throat thing, and I knew it was somatic, and I knew it was like because things were moving and shifting around. These activations that I've been doing have been triggering different things also within myself and moving things around and recalibrating. And sometimes that feels uncomfortable, but a lot of that beauty happens when you're uncomfortable.
Right, absolutely. Speaking of the activations, folks, if you haven't already tried these abundance and manifestation activations with me, Levy, we have 2 parts that are already available now on the Academy. They're just as powerful on replay as they are live. We're getting a lot of comments to that effect now. People still very much enjoying this particular series. Very quickly, what's your experience now with this abundance manifestation activation? What people are telling you right now, and how did you feel doing these first 2 here in this 5-part series, May?
Oh, well, the first part was removing 63 limiting beliefs that we have in our subconscious mind associated to money, to abundance, to wealth. And it started off with a really, like the beliefs were really, really, I would say, I don't want to use dark, but there's a lot of people think that money is evil and money is this and money is associated to government and government does this and this and this with the money. And in the reality and what I'm trying to teach, the message that I'm trying to convey is that money is quantum and money is energy. And these activations are here to remove the lower vibration beliefs and bring in the quantum beliefs so we can actually use the money and do good in the world. Because if the more people that have pure hearts and have good intentions and light workers and people that want to do more, currently money or money exchange or whatever that looks like, the trade exchange is what can bring better better intention, better deeds into the world to do better on earth. So that's the journey. So the first activation was releasing 63 limiting beliefs in the subconscious and then downloading new beliefs. And I feel like we went through a really journey. Like in that first activation, we removed all those lower vibrational beliefs and then slowly went into the quantum. So it was like a journey in itself, and it was really powerful.
Yeah.
And the second activation that we just went through, and for me, to answer your question, in between that time, I feel lighter and lighter and lighter. And people have been messaging me and emailing me that they're receiving all kinds of like crazy amounts of money from different sources. They didn't even like, I don't even know why this money is here. And it's a check of $17,000 and I don't know why it's here. Or somebody's business has been taking off, and then all the people that they're working with is showing up in the beach, and then they're like talking and like co-creating from there, or things like that. Just people opening up to receive. It's a slow process of like integration of these beliefs, releasing the body and our consciousness, and then the new beliefs coming in and recalibrating, and then just allowing the abundance with your beliefs to come in, because it really is all about the beliefs in our subconscious that transform our reality. And once we understand that we are the ones conducting the ship, conducting our lives, we are the one that creating our lives. We really start to focus on what we say, what we think, what we bring in. The second activation was we released vows, contracts, and agreements to be poor and scarce in this lifetime. That was section number 1. Section number 2, my guides downloaded this new quantum technology through light language to recalibrate the cells of the body and the subconscious to receive this abundance. It's like a new program, a new software, spiritual software in our bodies to receive higher quantity or higher vibration of energy. Just like Julie was talking about, we are receiving more energy. We are getting more energy from the earth, and from the earth is rising in the vibration. And so naturally, so are we. And so we have to have vessels that can absorb and receive this light, this energy, and this energy can look like abundance, for instance. So that was a new quantum technology to reprogram our body and our cells and prepare ourselves for that. And then we also closed receptors in the brain for scarcity and poverty, and opened new receptors in the brain and in the body for abundance, prosperity, and wealth. And
you know why this is so important, May? I mean, for the longest time, we've heard people in different communities saying, oh, the people in the spiritual community, they should be poor, they can't have money. And it's really the contrary. And you just put the nail on the head when you said, no, imagine if you empower those people with abundance, as opposed to the psychopaths, politicians, and bankers, the way we value people today. Imagine if we value people who are doing this kind of work, and how quickly the world can change. So I'm totally in agreement with you. And in terms of removing limiting beliefs, I think that's a big part of it. And of course, tonight with the chakra, we're going to talk about being in alignment also, which is very important if you are going to be receiving not just abundance, but all of this new energy. So we're going to get back into that here in just a moment. Before I do, I want to bring the link back down here on the live chat to our Rumble feed. We're about to introduce here our very special guest here for tonight. So please go ahead and join us there on the Rumble broadcast as I terminate here the YouTube